Cape Coast Castle is one of the most significant historical sites along the coast of Ghana, standing as a solemn reminder of the transatlantic slave trade. Built by Swedish traders in the mid-17th century, it was originally a trading post for goods like gold and timber. However, as the slave trade expanded, the castle was converted into one of the largest slave forts in West Africa. The structure itself is imposing, with stark white walls overlooking the Atlantic Ocean. It contains dungeons where enslaved Africans were held in inhumane conditions, awaiting transportation to the Americas and the Caribbean. These cramped, dark, and airless spaces are a haunting testament to the brutality of slavery. Often, hundreds of men and women were confined in these dungeons, enduring disease, malnutrition, and abuse. Cape Coast Castle had a church built directly above the slave dungeons, a feature that starkly illustrates the contradictions of the era. European traders and officials who lived at the castle used the chapel for religious worship while, just beneath their feet, enslaved Africans endured unimaginable suffering in the dungeons. The presence of the church above the slave-holding areas serves as a chilling reminder of the moral blindness and hypocrisy that accompanied the transatlantic slave trade. It demonstrates how religion was misused to justify and sustain the dehumanization of others, with many of the traders and colonial officials viewing themselves as pious Christians while perpetuating one of history's greatest atrocities. Today, this juxtaposition is a powerful point of reflection for visitors to Cape Coast Castle, highlighting the deep ethical failures of the time and the need to confront and learn from this dark chapter in history. One of the most harrowing features of Cape Coast Castle is the door of no return. This small, narrow exit leads to the shoreline, where enslaved Africans were loaded onto ships bound for lives of forced labor in faraway lands. For most, this was the last time they would see their homeland. Despite its grim history, Cape Coast Castle is also a place of resilience and remembrance. It now serves as a museum and educational site, attracting visitors from all over the world. Guided tours provide insight into the horrors of the slave trade and highlight the strength and humanity of those who suffered. The castle stands as a symbol of the enduring impact of slavery, not only on Africa but on the world. It invites reflection on the need for justice, reconciliation, and the importance of acknowledging history to move toward a more equitable future.